everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I'm Kirsty.
And I am Bryony, and we listen to dreams and try and work out what the heck is going on.
What the heck?
But today, Kirsty, I need you to roll me a perception check.
Okay. Give me a moment. All right. I only got a 9, but I have a plus
9.
11 to perception, so...
Oh, that's pretty good. So you are well aware that today, lurking in the dark shadows of the podcast, we have two guests.
Oh
two
my
very
god,
special
I
guests.
spotted them a mile away.
We're kind of hard to miss.
Ryan and Nigel from Cast Party. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Who goes first?
It's
Rock, paper, scissors.
okay.
Go alphabetical.
Oh, okay.
Nigel,
All right.
roll initiative.
I have dice here. I can, Nigel, if you want.
I was not prepared for this. So don't,
I did get a nat 20. I'm not even joking.
Fine. Ryan
There
can
we go.
first.
First up, let's go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan McManus. I play Sebastian in the Dungeons & Dragons podcast Cast Party. I'm also the producer and editor, so you'll see me doing all the fancy music and stuff.
And we also have joining us Nigel.
Hello, I'm Nigel Deacon. I am also on Cast Party. I play Xander in the main story and Pond in the side story, which I'm super proud of. I love Pond. He's my favorite little froggy bard. And I don't do anything else that Ryan does, so I'm just here to have fun.
That's not true. You do writing all the time for us.
All right, sure. It's been a while, though.
Hell yeah.
So, first things first, one of the questions I really want to ask you both, have dreams ever sort of helped you with campaigns, either writing or character decisions? Have you ever dreamt in character? Like, how have they influenced you at all?
I'll start because I can just do like a blanket yes to everything that you just said. Just not specifically with Xander, I don't think. Or at least like our main campaign stuff. I don't know if I've made any decisions from dreams there, but throughout my writing career, 'cause I have at least a book of short stories, and I went to school for writing specifically. Many of those stories have been influenced by dreams, because like maybe 50% of my dreams feel like genuine adventures that make me wake up exhausted.
Yeah.
So all of that,
cool.
it leads me to doing like having these grand adventures that I put right into my writing right afterwards. They help me figure out characters. It helps me figure out like a plot point. Because I mean, with dreams, they're kind of all over the place. You can't really pinpoint a direct story, but I can get a pretty like neat idea at the very least from it.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know if I've had specifically D&D related dreams, weirdly enough, with how much it encompasses my life. But I have utilized a lot of the crazy dreams that I have had, one of which I have written down to share later. One of the, I don't want to say darkest dreams, because darkest dreams can kind of be taken in a bad light. This was very existential, and I ended up turning it into a way to recap a player's death in Dungeons and Dragons. So, and I shared that on TikTok. To this day, it's still one of the greatest TikToks we have. It's over like 500,000 views. I love incorporating the dreams that I do have into, just like Nigel said, whether it's little character bits or something, ideas for future campaigns, anything like that. Myself, Nigel was the writer side. I'm the musician side. I have written so many melodies in my dreams for recorded songs that you can hear on Spotify right now if you go and check it out. Two of our like most popular songs were written in my dream. I heard the melody, I woke up, I sung it into my phone, and then I added words to it when I woke up.
So good.
So very interesting.
I'm so jealous.
It's like when you have dreams, you're not having all these like awake time distractions, and your brain can just sort of like just be like, okay, you're not having your anxiety, your existential dread. Let's actually just focus on something for a little bit here and
exactly.
have an idea. That's my excuse for not having ideas throughout the day, I suppose.
I think it helps like make you manifest the creative side of you without the anxieties of like wanting or like worrying about what someone else is going to think about it. Because like when you're in your dream, you're the only one that's ever going to experience that. So like I have definitely had a dream where I listen to the most perfect song that I've ever heard and I wake up and it's gone. Or like I've seen a person that I'm like, I am so in love with this person. I've never seen anyone more beautiful. And then I wake up and I'm like, I'm alone. I don't know what to do.
I had a dream that I told the funniest joke. I met one of my favorite comic book artists and I told them a joke and it was great. And then I woke up and I was like, I have no idea what the joke was. Something about something. And I tweeted them and I was just like, I told you a really funny joke in my dream. And they were like, damn, I wish I could have heard it. I was like, me too.
Oh, that's good.
See, I'm rubbish at doing stuff like that in my sleep. I tend to do all of that, like especially when it comes to D&D and stuff. I have all of those thoughts and think all of those cool things as I'm falling asleep. And I can't get myself to dream about it. I just cannot. I've had like full-blown campaigns where my friends are like, I dreamt about my character and yours was there too. And I'm like, I can't believe this. Where is mine? I want to dream about my best girl. Where is she? But yeah, I just can't do it. But yeah, but it's the same sort of thing. Like even if I'm awake and sort of drifting off to sleep and having these thoughts, they are immediately gone as soon as I'm like, what did I think again? Like that was such a good monologue that I came up with, but no, it's gone.
I feel like another thing bouncing off of Nigel's, like when you're asleep, something for me, I'm very hard on myself and I feel like everything has to be perfect. My brain doesn't care about that when I'm asleep. It's just going off and doing things. So I feel like that definitely helps, at least the creative aspect of the stuff that goes on in my dreams. I'm not worried about my own judgment because my brain is just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you don't have that fear of the blank page and fear of mistakes, all of that stuff. You can just go off and explore. Speaking of which as well, exploring in dreams, do either of you ever have lucid dreaming? Can you actually control your dreams, or is it just being taken for a ride?
This is what I shared with Nigel the other day. Nigel was the closest that I've ever been to lucid dreaming because I've never lucid dreamed before or anything like that. We went over to Nigel's house for his birthday to celebrate. We had a movie day. And the night before that, I had a dream that I barged into his apartment and was standing in the threshold of his doorway, looking at him bundled up with like 7 blankets all cocooned. Only his face was peeking out. And he was so sick. And he was like, Ryan, what are you doing here? And I was like, what am I doing? I don't remember walking in here. How did I get in here? And I'm like, I'm dreaming. And then I woke up and I was like, no, that's like the closest I've ever
So
been.
close.
I was so bummed out. But no, I've wanted to lucid dream and just never have been able to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I have lucid dreamed before, never on purpose. It's always just like purely by chance that it happens. There have been times where I've changed the perspective of a dream, where I went from being in first person to watching it in third person as soon as I realized I was in a dream, which was like super weird. But there was once upon a time, not too long ago, I think it was maybe like last September, I had a dream that I had had before. And at a certain point, I realized I've had this dream before. I know how to win. And I just took control, and it was like metagaming my own dream because I knew how to get into the building without setting off all of the different traps. I knew who was going to have what weapon where, and it was like it just felt really strange because I knew every single piece of the puzzle and was just like, I can definitely figure this out a better way than I did last time. So that was my most recent example. And I've had a lot of different examples of that happen before. I have a lot of recurring dreams. And the second time it comes up, there's always a lot more control in it because I realize like this is similar. I've been here before. I can do a different thing for a different outcome. or try and get the same outcome and see if like what's different between them, because like people have aged between the dreams, or like the animals that are present are slightly different. And it's weird, man. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Do you guys have any knowledge on why recurring dreams happen? Because I have one that Nigel has begged me to tell you all.
It is my favorite dream that I've ever
didn't
heard from a
want to.
person.
But I was just curious if there was a reason. Do you know of a reason behind recurring dreams? Is there
I mean,
something?
the only thing I could think of is I guess like the theory that your dreams are you trying to like process things. So I wonder if it's just like a problem that you've still not tackled, and your dream is just like your brain is just like, I'll just throw it at you again till you figure this out. Like have another go at it. But I'm scared what the context is going to be.
A lot of the guests we've had on, like and a lot of them have had recurring dreams because we often ask about them, but sometimes there are always a lot of recurring themes as well with dreams. So Bryony, for instance, often dreams about animals, and I do as well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
I always dream about having to like pack my bags full of all of my stuff. So it's like, I need my laptop, I need my whatever. But I need my Pikachus, I need all of them. The house is on fire, I need to take them all. And like, yeah, so in a sense, I guess they are like recurring dreams, but we have had people as well that have genuinely just had the same dream like since childhood. And
Yeah.
I think it's always a very personal thing. Like the idea of, you know, like our very professional dream book that Bryony has, you know, it might tell you what a dream means, but in all honesty, it's often a very personal thing, I think. Like it's your brain's way of like trying to work through stuff that's happened during the day or when you're awake. So
Go on then, let's
you
have a go at
better
it.
tell us.
Yeah, tell us this dream.
I haven't had it in probably 2 or 3 months. It is the most recurring dream I've ever had. I'll have recurring dreams, but this is the most frequent one where it is known throughout our friend group. This dream is just ridiculous, where I wake up and I come to in the bathroom I wear contacts. So I have my contact lens in my finger. I take my glasses off. I have my contact lens in my finger and I try to put it in, but I can't. So I'll take it out, I'll rinse it, and then I'll put it back in my finger. But then when it's back in my finger the second time, it starts to grow exponentially. It just continues to grow, and I can't fit it into my eye. So I'm trying really hard to fit into my eye, but I'm like, it's growing so much. It's too big. I can't get it over my eyelids or anything, to the point where my brain says, this is a problem. You have to eat it. And I eat it. This is every single time.
You better eat it. That'll solve it.
So the amount of contacts that I've eaten in my dreams, too much.
Oh my gosh.
My favorite rationalization for a problem ever. It's like, oh my God, it's too big. I have to eat it.
Just hide the evidence. Just do it now.
No one will ever know. Oh my gosh.
So if your book has anything on that, please let me know.
Yeah, anything on contacts?
It has eye, which I guess is sort of ish. It says any dream to do with the eye is to do with observation and discrimination. It is indicative of enlightenment and wisdom, protection and stability. But it also says regaining eyesight can indicate a return to the innocence and clear-sightedness of the child. So I guess you trying to regain your eyesight
And failing.
You've
That's
grown
so
up.
sad.
Well, no, the contact has grown up too much now.
Goodbye, innocence.
Left you behind.
God.
You're not the dear sweet innocent boy anymore.
I'm pretty sure this book was written by AI. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff in there is just like, what?
I understand the words, but not the sentence.
Yeah. Those were certainly some words in an order.
I mean, I would think, it could be something to do with like you trying to get a new perspective on something, or like trying to get an understanding or perspective on something, but the thing has just become too big to comprehend.
Yeah. Or
True.
just some
So
sort
you
of-
must eat it now.
just a recurring problem, or I feel like it's usually always stress related when it pops up, and I gotta eat my stress just like I do in real life. So
Just consume it.
Yep.
I was going to say it's probably a stress dream. I feel like a lot of the time our recurring dreams are stress related, aren't they?
I would think
It
so.
just seems to. It's like a coping mechanism, I think.
It really
Like,
is.
yeah, the amount of times I've had rats running loose in my flat, and it's like I need to get them all back. Not bad ones, like pet rats.
Oh, okay.
They've all
okay,
escaped.
okay.
They've all escaped, and they've all been breeding, and now there are rats everywhere, which would be the opposite of a problem. But I need to get them back. And yeah, with Brownie, it's bunnies.
Well, it tends to be
Sometimes.
the bunnies or hamsters, or I'll
True.
just suddenly in the dream think like, oh my gosh, when was the last time I fed a cat? I've not fed a cat in months. My cat's died. And then I always wake up like, I don't have a cat. This is fine.
That's the thing. I don't have pet rats anymore, but I'm pretty sure, like yesterday I had a rat dream. It was like, oh, the cage is broken. They've gotten out. And I haven't fed them in months. And I forgot they were there.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I frequently have dreams about pets that aren't with me anymore. Just last night, I told my partner that I had a dream. I was carrying one of my very first pets with like my family dog growing up. Her name is Kinga. I had a dream I was carrying her up the street back home, but she was so old. So she was cradled and she put her head in here. And it was the first time I've ever dreamed about that pet. So it was nice to see her again. I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody.
For the last couple of weeks, I've been dreaming about my friend's dog who died a few months ago.
Oh.
And my poor friend, I told her, and she was just like, he stopped visiting my dreams and now he's in yours. And I'm like, I'll try and send him back to you next time he appears. Go home, little guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really had any of that. Sorry, you go.
Oh, I me neither is kind of all I was going to say. Like I don't have too much of that. I think, growing up, I've had pets for literally my entire life, like horses, dogs, chickens, cats, fish, like the whole gambit. And I don't think I ever got very close to a pet personally until the ones that I have now. And if they die anytime soon, I'm not going to survive. That's kind of just where I'm at with these these cats, because we've only had them for the most we've had them for is 2 years, and that's not long enough. Like I need to experience a whole lifetime with these things. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very much like that with I've got 2 little bunnies, and my little guy who is still a baby.
He's a baby.
He's going to be 10 this year, still a baby.
Wow.
And I'm in such denial. As soon as I think about it, I'm like, well, no, because obviously he's immortal, so it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm the same with mine as well. My little boy, I've got a cat, and I look at him every day and I'm just like, stop getting old, please. The problem is he's a rescue, so I don't even know how old he is really, but I know he's 10 plus.
Well,
And
I
I'm
think
just
in a
like-
way that sort of helps, because one of our bunnies is a rescue, so I don't know. So in my mind, I'm like, well, she could be
Just a
like
baby.
10 days old.
Yeah,
she was born last week. I've had her
Exactly.
for 5 years, but still, it doesn't matter.
We don't know her age. She's just one forever.
time isn't real anyway. It's fine.
Exactly.
Like we'll
Exactly.
just ignore it.
Yeah.
Nigel, did you have any dreams, any specific ones that you wrote down from the Discord?
Oh, I have a bunch.
Perfect.
I have a bunch to just like for any topic. Once we get to non-specifics, heck, I
Go
mean,
on, give us your favorite
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
All right,
pick
yeah.
one. Pick one out of the hat.
all right. My absolute favorite one is a very, very recent one. I think it's from maybe like June or July of last year. Very recent, comparatively to like the dreams I remember throughout my life. I have one dream that I remember vividly from when I was 5 years old, and one from when I was 8. But this one is much more recent than that. I was in this like Willy Wonka-ass like ice cream shop where you'd walk in, and around all of the walls were like a conveyor belt where the food would be like made in the moment. Like you'd go to this big machine in the middle, you choose all of your different toppings, whatever food you wanted, and it would just be like made on the conveyor belt. And it was very like Willy Wonka-esque in like that factory style but it's all still super goofy. And I made this absolutely delicious looking Belgian waffle that had like a bunch of chocolate on it, and I was going to put ice cream and like other delicious things on there. And then my partner, who was making her own thing next to me, goes, "Oh, look, you can put cheese on it." And she pressed the button and put cheese on the waffle. And I was like, "I don't want that. Why would you do that?" But it was too late. I couldn't take off the cheese. So it made the chocolate waffle with cheese on it. And I got it. And I'm like, "This is awful." And it tasted so bad because obviously I still had to eat it. And when I woke up, this is the angriest I've ever been at my partner. I was so like unimaginably pissed off. Like I woke up, looked at her and was like, "Why did you put cheese on my chocolate waffle?" And it took me like maybe 30 seconds to kind of get my bearings and figure out like, "Oh yeah, you didn't actually do this. I'm not actually mad at you." But when I told her about it the following morning, it stuck, and now that is like just a phrase in our house for when you purposefully fuck up someone else. you just really put cheese on my chocolate waffle with that one. I love that. I loved that one. I don't know if you can tell me anything about that, but it was.
Oh my gosh! See, at first I thought you were going to say you tried it and it was really nice and it made you recreate it in real life, because there's a whole subreddit dedicated to dream food.
Yes,
interesting. I didn't know that.
Oh my god! Write that one down.
Someone out there has to try it.
Growing up, I had this thing. I don't think it was dream related, but something in me wanted to try a hot dog with peanut butter on it. I have yet to try it, and I don't think I ever will. But little me thought it would be so good. I disagree, but you know.
You gotta give it a go. Gotta give it a go. I can't even talk today. You gotta give it a go. I used to work with someone who would have peanut butter and ketchup on toast every lunchtime.
Oh.
And people like would just stare at her in the lunchroom like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "It's good, I promise." And honestly, I tasted it. Wasn't that bad. It wasn't awful.
Oh. I don't think I could bring myself to try that.
It was a choice though, definitely.
When I was a kid, I would eat like just straight mustard sandwiches. Like it was just like bread with mustard on it. And that was it. Like, so I can't judge too hard for peanut butter and ketchup, but like, that sounds awful. I'm sorry.
There's no cheese in the book. Would you believe there is no cheese?
Oh, do you want me to check my book?
Yeah, you check your book.
Hang on, let me go grab it.
That's kind of a funny
and
quote.
We do
There's
have
no cheese in the book.
No cheese. I have a backup as well. I do have a dream tarot deck that might have it in. This was a new Christmas present. So
you've got your cards?
Yeah, but I don't know if there'd be a cheese specific card, but I'll try it. You never know. Oh my gosh, some of these are terrifying. Some of the pictures on them.
Seafood. Okay.
Oh, I mean, it's not seafood.
It's not seafood.
You've not got your book out for a while now.
No, I haven't.
This is a rare treat.
Since you got yours, I was just like, oh well, time to retire it.
Since my book has failed us, though.
There's the food section in here is huge. There's got to be a cheese section. Yes. To see cheese in your dream indicates potential profit and gain in waking life.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right. All right. So I find that interesting because I have always been very lucky with money outside of like lottery systems. Like lotteries, never will I win. But in life, I've been like pretty lucky with money in a lot of different ways. We had a medium come and do a video for us. That was like, it was related to Cast Party, but not related to anything in the show necessarily. And this is a person we had just met. She told me that exact sort of thing. Like you are very lucky with money. You are
money just comes to you.
Yeah, that phrase was crazy, and it has kind of just was accurate. Like everyone in the room just kind of like looked at each other like, how did she know that?
I was shocked. My jaw dropped when that came up.
Well, there we go. The
Well, there you go.
cheese.
It's not the things you're choosing to do. It's the cheese on your chocolate waffle that is bringing you.
It wasn't a bad
Nigel,
thing
just-
after all.
Yeah.
Your life is the chocolate. You are the chocolate waffle. And the cheese is just all the money coming to you.
Exactly.
That's all.
Golden cheese.
Well, cool. All right, that's I like that.
Very professional. These books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should write one.
We
I think
should.
we've got enough knowledge at this point.
Do it.
We'll ship it along with the cookbook, the dream cookbook.
Yeah. Now we can add the cheese and chocolate waffle
There
into
we go.
that as well.
There we go.
Would you like to give us your next dream, Ryan? Did you have another one that you wanted to bring?
Oh, I absolutely do.
I want to hear all of these. They're so good.
I'm debating on two right now. One involves Nigel, but the other's so funny. I'll do the Nigel one super quick, just because he's here with us and he loves this stream as well. So we're from the East Coast of the United States. Our final cast party member is out in LA on the West Coast. So we had a trip planned to go fly all of us out there and meet Anna out in LA. We were maybe like 2 weeks out and we officially had all the plans in check, the Airbnb, everything was good to go. We just had to wait. And I had a dream one night where we were all in LA. We just landed at the airport. We were in an airport cafe, just hanging out and waiting for Anna to come pick us up from the airport. And I was sipping a little coffee and I looked out the window and I was like, oh, guys, look, it's the Hollywood sign. And Nigel turned to me and he goes, Ryan, that's a McDonald's. And I woke up immediately. The shock was too much. And it was indeed a McDonald's. That blew my mind.
When he told us
So
that,
much
I was
smaller when you see it in person.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind when he told us that, and and of course, like we were only 2 weeks out, so as soon as we got to Los Angeles, every McDonald's was like the Hollywood sign.
It was a running joke for like the whole trip. It was ridiculous.
Oh my God.
I'm starting to see how you get so inspired by your dreams because goddamn, they're so good.
It is funny when you get woken up from a dream like that, and it does sort of just set you up in a good mood for the day. Because obviously you can be like shocked awake and scared awake. But
Yeah.
I had one the other week where I don't remember anything that happened in the dream, but literally someone turned around to me and they just went, what the? And then a car horn beeped outside and it woke me up. And I was just like,
Whoa.
Excellent.
Whoa. Okay. I've had that happen before and it genuinely scares me where something in the real world will like a noise or something will coincide with a noise in my dream.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the two link up, but it has happened so frequently. I don't have any examples, sadly, but every time it scares me.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did brain me know that alive me was about to hear a car horn out there and somehow set that up, or like a crash or something?
Yeah.
It was.
It's like, is there some sort of delay there? Like, did I hear that and then dream it? It's weird. I've had it before, not with sounds, but I remember when I was a kid, my mum used to wake me up to go to school, and I was dreaming that. Have you ever seen A Bug's Life, the Disney movie?
Mm-hmm.
So Hopper, the big bad grasshopper guy, he had me in like some sort of interrogation, and he was like, "You need to tell me where the grain is," and I'm like, "I'll never tell you anything." And he approached me and he reached out to grab me. And as he did that, my mum woke me up by tickling me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like,
Isn't that? It's so weird. I don't know how it links up so perfectly.
Exactly. It's really bizarre. I have no idea how the heck your brain plans ahead for that. But
yeah,
it seems to happen so much. It's really cool.
It's interesting you bring up the Bug's Life because the dream that I have remembered for the last 21 years from when I was 8 years old also was Bugs Life themed.
Oh.
It was I think about this dream to this day like regularly. It's not that I just remember it. It's like there were parts of that dream that I still wish I could experience. But it started out in I don't know if you guys remember in the Bugs Life or A Bug's Life, there was that bar that they were all in, and there were like tables that would go up onto the walls, and they were drinking like that little cup of white.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was in that bar. I was sitting at the back on one of the tables that was like on the wall, and I was like all alone and just sitting there drinking my white, whatever it was. I don't know what they were drinking, but the white. And this girl, I had just moved to the area that I live in now, and there was a girl there that I had a crush on, and she like approached me and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the fair later. Do you want to come?" And I said, "Okay." And so we went to the fair together, and everything was underground. Like it was a massive carnival, like state fair sized carnival, that was all in a giant cave, and we had a really, really great time just going through and doing all the games and doing all the rides, and like it was like a full day of activities. And there was an announcement over the intercom that said, "The park is closing. Everyone, please make your way to the exits." And I looked over to her and I was like, "That was really great. I had a great time." She said, "Me too," and kissed me on the cheek. And then I turned into a pterodactyl and flew away.
Why did I remember this? Oh my god.
Like so much of the dream was just like somewhat normal, and then that end was just like pterodactyl.
That was full kid brain taking over.
Yeah.
That was just
What is the coolest exit I could possibly make?
exactly. You gotta leave her wanting more. It's like, how do I finish this off in a way she'll remember this night forever?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god. These are amazing.
So,
Jeez.
in the dream, were you any sort of bug, or were you just yourself?
Nope. I was just little 8-year-old Nigel.
Oh,
Were you bug sized?
It's hard to tell.
Oh, maybe, I guess.
It could have been.
Sized, maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, like the whole world was like everyone else was the same size, and the carnival was the same size, but it was all underground, so it would have to either be like an enormous place,
True.
or we were all bug sized. So kind of could go either way.
Yeah. True.
See, I'm so jealous that your childhood dreams that you remember are such nice things, because all the ones that stuck with me were like the terrifying ones.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I have one of those too. That's the earlier one.
My fear of spiders came from a childhood dream.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was in my childhood house, and when I was growing up, I loved construction toys. That was my thing. I loved everything construction. And I remember sitting in the middle of my living room playing with a dump truck, and I was like zooming it around, and then I stopped because I saw a spider crawl out of the back of the dump truck, and then more came out, and then it was just floods of spiders that came out of the back of this dump truck and started like crawling on the walls and eating me. And I woke up, and that I don't like spiders now.
Oh my god.
My irrational fear also came from a dream.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was the Easter Bunny, though.
Oh my god, yes.
I do. I have a genuine like irrational fear of the Easter Bunny. I like, the rational side is like, he's not real. He won't actually hurt you. It's always a dude in a suit.
Wait, he's what?
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Cut this, editor, cut this.
But I had a really bad fever Easter, like maybe when I was like 13, I think. And I, in the night, had a fever dream that was so vivid and visceral, where the Easter Bunny came in, killed and ate all of my friends and family, and then swallowed me whole. So I was just stuck in his stomach, surrounded by pieces of everyone I loved. So when I woke up, I was pretty traumatized for a while there.
I don't blame
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Revenge for all the chocolate eggs.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
needs the energy to lay the chocolate egg. That's how it works, right?
Oh, that's not
God.
good.
See, it's so strange because I was talking to a friend the other day about just like general anxiety and stuff, and how, like, you know, back when humans were first, you know, learning to be human, and we had all these real things to run away from and to fear and to fight for. And I was like, nowadays we're so streamlined that we just download anxiety into our brains, and it's so much more efficient. And it's so funny that you found these dreams, like these dreams gave you phobias instead of the other way around. Like you dreamt of them because you had
Yep.
It's like, hang on, this child's too functional. I know what I can do.
Let's get a little bit of fear in there.
Yeah, shove it in.
Yeah. I think that like the fact that our dreams are as vivid as they are, because like between Ryan and I, at least, like our dreams are very like realistic.
Yeah.
Like I'm rarely in a dream where it feels like hazy or I can't remember details. It's like
Yeah.
I was there.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
So do you both tend to dream in first person?
Usually.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. as
About
well.
99% of the time. There are some cases, like Nigel said, where sometimes I'm just randomly in third person, like almost hovering behind my head, like I'm playing a video game, driving myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of them are first person.
Yeah, it feels like most people are. I dream in third person most of the time.
Oh,
Interesting.
I think I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
just, is it a stationary, I'll say
It's-
camera in this sense? Is camera behind you, or can you kind of float and
It's-
see the front of you? Or
Third person, maybe not a good way to describe it, but it's more like watching a movie.
Okay.
okay.
So it's just like watching a scene, and it's like that one's me. But I very, very rarely have first person dreams. Like I couldn't name
Interesting.
one really.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, whereas I tend to always dream in first person, but part of me wonders if it's because, so I have aphantasia, so I can't picture things. So I wonder if I just don't know, I can't picture what I look like enough to put myself in a dream.
Oh.
So it's just like, well, I'll just be first person. Then I don't have to know, it's fine.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, curious.
The dream I had last night was it was literally just Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Like it was just that movie was my dream last night. The difference was all of the kids were like adult aged, and the entire time Ron was trying to convince Hermione to sleep with him. Like that. Those were the only differences. Otherwise,
There you go.
it was just the movie. And that was a third person experience for me for most of that, because like I'm not in that movie, so I was just watching that happen.
I'm not in this. That's amazing. I honestly, like, when stuff like that happens where your brain just seems to recall something almost perfectly, it's so impressive. Like I've had it before where it's really sad, but I was raiding on Final Fantasy XIV with my raid group.
Oh, yeah.
We were doing savage content, and we do it every week. And there was one particular fight which I had a bit of trouble with. But this one night I went to sleep and I dreamt the entire fight and every mechanic perfectly. Then I went into the raid the next day and I was like, I know what I'm doing now. And
Easy.
we cleared. It was perfect. I was just like, I remember everything. My brain told me when I was dreaming. I don't know what.
I know the feeling. There's an annual period of time every single year where I get back into World of Warcraft. For the next 2 weeks after that, it's World of Warcraft dreams every single night.
Constantly.
Every single night. So I feel that.
Mhm.
I mean, Kirsty tends to you have quite a few like video game dreams,
Yeah.
don't you? Like whether it's, oh my gosh, the name's completely escaped me. What's the terrifying sea one?
Terrifying sea one.
In your little submarine when you go around.
Subnautica.
That's the one.
Yeah. That's just because probably I'm dreaming about the ocean and my brain's like, take that. Time to be anxious.
Half of our friend group is afraid of the ocean, and I just like, I am so just invested in it. I want, like, all of my stocks are in ocean. I just love the ocean so much. It's so interesting that we have something that's so unknown that's right here on the planet. It's not, we don't have to worry about going to space. We still just don't know what we have here. And I just think that's so cool. Also,
Yeah,
whales.
yeah.
Love them.
Whales are great. I love the ocean, but I don't want to be in it.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'm pretty sure I have thalassophobia in that context. Like, if I was to scuba dive, I would probably
No.
be okay because I'd be
No.
underneath. But the thought of being on top and not knowing what's below is what gets me. Or
Okay.
like, if you sailed me out on a boat and threw me off of it, I think I would just die before I had the chance to drown. Like, it would be
Full shock.
terrifying. Yeah, full shock. I'd just give up.
Did you guys get sucked into North Sea TikTok just like everyone else?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yo ho.
Yeah, there's this whole like series of videos on TikTok that are just all clips from the North Sea to the same exact song. It's a sea shanty. Every single one, same song, same amount of time, all mostly the same clips, but like the waves are insane in the North Sea.
Just
It's
the rough
Oh
waters
my
and everything.
God.
It's the most
Yeah.
dangerous like area to sail in or something, and it's like cool. It's cool to see, but everyone
Yeah.
on TikTok is like, why am I being haunted by this song now? They hit the deepest note a person can hit in this
Yep.
song, and now it's like the brown note from South Park. Like it sounds
Yeah.
so low and deep.
We're gonna end here. I'm gonna go and check out North Sea TikTok for sure.
Yes.
I mean, this is the problem is, so Kirsty does have like the thalassophobia, but she spends so much time on the thalassophobia subreddit before bed.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I had another terrifying ocean
I had
dream.
a
And I'm like,
dream
well, why
about
do
the
you
ocean."
think?
If only we could figure out why that might happen, though.
Yeah.
It's not related to the horrible scuba
No,
diving accidents
no.
I was reading about. No. It's just morbid curiosity. I don't know what it is. It's like,
I
this is
feel it.
horrible, but I love reading about it.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I have a water-related one, Nigel.
Oh, go on.
Oh yeah.
It's not ocean-related, but it is water-related. I'm gonna read this one because it's long. Not long, but I had a dream that I was going to some ridiculously fancy mansion party. They were treating me to free suits, shoes, accessories, and I had all these butlers fitting me with all sorts of accessories, dressing, everything, matching me, all that. So me, feeling super out of place because that's not really my atmosphere, I ask for water. This very well-dressed, put-together butler brings me water and I start drinking it. And in an attempt to make conversation with this man and sound sophisticated, I take a sip of my water and I say, it's like I'm leaking, but in reverse. That's all I remember from that dream.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like a brainy thing. For sure.
Yeah,
If you came to me with that dream, I would not be surprised.
Oh my god.
I mean, that has the same energy as like the sort of things I will lie awake thinking about. Why did I say that? Like 2 in the morning. As
Exactly,
soon as your
yes.
head hits the pillow and you're just like, oh, do you remember that time I was at the cinema and they said enjoy the film and I said you too?
Yep.
Yep.
There it is.
I woke up so embarrassed and it never happened.
I had a dream that made me feel embarrassed when I woke up also pretty recently. I was in a hotel room with my partner, Kanye West, and Kanye West's partner, who was like a small like alt girl. I don't know. It was not who he's actually dating, but Kanye had to like go out and do a show. My partner was like, I'm gonna go get ready, and for some reason the bathroom was in like not in the hotel room. And so I was just hanging out with the alt girl and we were just talking about whatever. And Kanye West kept coming in with like progressively more and more emo look. Like he like he came in with like eyeliner and then came in with like the swoopy bangs. And every time he was just like bursting into the room, accusing me of his girlfriend cheating on him with me. And like me trying to get with her. And I was like, look, dude, this is not happening. I'm just going to go out to where the concert is happening. So I walk out and it's in this big like hockey arena. And everything is happening. And my partner walked up to me and said, Ty Dolla $ign has to dishonorably discharge you. And I turned around and like thinking I was the smartest man alive said, dishonorably discharge or regrettably jerk me off. And then I woke up and was like, what?
I've never heard that one. Oh my God.
When I told my girlfriend about it when I woke up, she said, respectfully, babe, what the fuck? And then like she was like, I would love I would love for you to tell that one to a dream interpreter, because I feel like even they would be stumped by that. What happens there?
Oh my God.
There's so many things that happen in our dreams where like I never in my life would I think to say it's like I'm leaking in reverse. I doubt, Nigel, you would ever come back with regrettably jerking me off. Like, I don't know where these come from, but I love it. And that's why I'm so glad we're able to at least recall them.
Yeah. God, your dreams are honestly, they're so good. They're so vivid. And you're so like quick in these dreams. I'm so jealous.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
You should try it sometime. See if, say I'm leaking in reverse and just see
sorry,
what
I thought you said the other dream.
I'll break that out at the next family gathering and see how people react.
Yeah.
Oh man, I could picture your dad just like staring at you and just what? Just he'd give you the benefit of the doubt for sure, and then just have to be like, what did you say?
The other day, I can't remember what I was eating, but I accidentally, it was these tiny little donuts, and they had a Biscoff center, like donut bites with a Biscoff center, like liquidy. And I bit into it and I accidentally breathed in at the same time, and it like squirted into my mouth.
Ooh, yeah.
And I just turned to my friend and I went, I just reversed Denethor. And it just reminds me of because instead of the cherry tomato bursting out, I was like, no, it's Denethor in reverse.
It's coming, dude.
But now I should have said it's like leaking in reverse.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Have you guys let's just switch this thought on its head.
Let's go.
Draw a line. Step over it.
Have you ever had to deal with a sleep paralysis situation?
Oh,
Sort of, yeah.
I've had it once and it was horrible and I never want to have it again.
Mm.
I was lying on my side in my bed, and all of a sudden the door opened and this guy dressed in like black doctor's scrubs started walking in, and he was just really slowly walking round the room and then behind me, and I was desperately like, I know that I'm dreaming and I need to wake up, and I was like trying to squeeze my leg and I was trying to shout out, and eventually I did wake up and I was making this tiny little like huh? Which is the best scream I could do. But I woke up and I was just like, I do not like whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never had it that intensely. When I was a kid, I saw like shadows in the room, and I couldn't move, and I just had to ride it out until I went back to sleep. But that was pretty much as far as it went with me. Yeah, it's funny you should say that you were sleeping on your side as well, because one of the things I've always remembered was one of my teachers at school. She used to get sleep paralysis a lot, like really bad. And she told me once, I don't know how true it is, that sleeping on your back makes it much more likely. So I make a point of never sleeping on my back ever.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
That's how I avoid it.
I'm mainly a back sleeper, and I've only had sleep paralysis twice in my whole life. It was at like the lowest low of my whole life, just anxiety through the roof and everything. And it happened 2 nights in a row. And the first night I remember I was lying on my back and I woke up, and at the time I had moved home. So I was living in my mom's basement, and my bed faced the stairs. And I remember waking up, the light on the stairs turning on, and then this dark figure like crawling down the stairs towards me, and I couldn't move.
Nope.
And I remember trying to, again, just like you, wake myself up, do anything I could. And like when I woke up, I wasn't screaming in my dream, but when I woke up, I was mid just belt, and I was audibly screaming. And the same thing happened the night after. And then when the third night came, I stayed up like as long as I could because I was so afraid to go to sleep. I just didn't want to sleep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh
Do you
my
have
gosh.
have you ever had sleep paralysis, Nigel?
Just once, and it was this past year. Which like after 28 years, if you've never had one, it kind of comes as a shock. Like I've had plenty of nightmares, but I was always able to kind of like pull myself out of them if I needed to. Like I'm not bad at pulling myself out of a dream if I'm panicking, but this one I was like in a barn. It felt like an Airbnb situation. And I was like told like, yeah, the bedroom is in the back. And I walked into the back. There were no electric lights. It was all candles throughout the whole place, but it was late. I was just going to go to bed anyway. And like, I went to the bed and laid down and I heard like creaking from the corner of the room that was like, not the opposite corner, but like if the bed was in one of the corners, it was the corner straight ahead. There was like creaking and I could see that like there was a hole that was like being pulled open in from the corner. And just like this one hand came through, or I saw a deer walk by. Like I saw a deer walk by through that hole and then it turned and like peered in and then a hand came in like through the hole and just pulled the whole thing open. And I was like, I don't like this. And it started speaking. I decided that is a skinwalker. I know that that's a skinwalker. And it just crept in through like the darkness and like disappeared into the dark and came up behind me. And it just like started pressing on my chest and my neck. And I was like, that is the most panic I've ever had in a dream.
That is terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not great. Not great.
I'm very thankful that my sleep paralysis did not have any sort of like interaction with me because that does not sound not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that terrifies me.
I think the closest I've had to like a physical thing like that is have you ever accidentally touched one of your legs with your other leg and it makes you jump?
I don't know.
I've done that before. I'm just like, oh, what was that? Oh, it was me. Oh, okay, no, it's fine.
Oh my God.
I'm a very warm sleeper. So my shirt will get like pretty sweaty and kind of stick to me. And those are usually the interactions that startle me in the night is like the shirt will get too tight and it'll like, I'll roll over and it'll choke me because the shirt's like stuck to me.
Oh yeah.
And recently I've been able to put a new given a name to a new phenomenon where I'm a very warm sleeper, so I sleep with like a sheet on and then the rest of the blanket is like folded over so that I can put it over me if I get cold. And when I start sweating, I get really warm and then I get really cold because then I'm in a sweaty shirt and the room got cold. And that happens to horses if you put blankets on them in the winter.
Oh.
And so I woke up and I told Anya about this and she was like, we got a bit of a ponies and coats situation. And I was like, yeah, that's that's it.
That's so cute.
Do you have any like ways that you get to sleep that have been affected by like nightmares as a child or just things you had as a child? So like when I was a child, I crept downstairs whilst my mum was watching this TV show, and it was about how this ghost haunted a hotel and it would sit on the feet of the guests in this particular room. So from then on, I've always slept on my side with my feet not together because I'm like, if it sits on one, I can get the other one out or scare myself with it, apparently. Do you have anything like that sort of affected how you sleep now?
No. I'm a criminal. I fall asleep in 30 seconds and then I'm out.
Yeah, he's a rock.
No,
I'm so
you're
jealous.
one of them.
I am. I'm sorry.
I'm a minimum 20 minutes guy.
Yeah, it doesn't take me long either.
I think
Furious.
just the typical, I don't like things hanging off the bed. So I'm very tall. I'm like 6'2". So I have to make sure that if I'm in a bed that's longer, I'll sleep on my side to curl up. I don't like my arm hanging off or like my feet hanging off the end of the bed.
Well, then the feet monsters get it, obviously.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly my problem.
That's pretty much it for me. I don't like that. That's the only way I can't fall asleep. I will not have
Yeah.
anything off the bed.
I'm so I'm literally like I have to have a whole routine. I'll lie awake for hours, all of this stuff. But my husband is exactly the same. Like, head hits the pillow, he's out. And I'm
Mhm.
just there like,
If
well,
only.
I used to do it a lot more when I was a kid, like because I was so terrified of like monsters in the dark. I would
Mhm.
make sure I had to sleep facing away from the wall, and I'd have to have my blanket up here. I'd have to have a teddy behind me, a teddy in front of me, and stuff like that. I used to collect Beanie Babies, and I would make a wall out of them so nothing could get into the bed.
Smart.
But now I'm just like,
Yeah,
This is
I lay
sweet,
down
like
and I'm done.
I went through so many phases as a child. Like, there was a time when I thought Jaws, the shark, lived under my bed.
Oh, no.
There was a time when I thought a samurai lived under my bed, and he was allowed one stab a night. And I would try and live. I would try and like sleep
You
in
gotta
different
survive.
like positions every night, because I was like, no, I'm gonna, and it
Not
worked. I'm
this
still here to
time.
tell the tale.
Yeah, you didn't get
You can have one stab as a treat.
Just one step. That was as per
Just
the
one.
agreement.
Oh my God. I love that.
I don't remember ever being scared of like monsters in my bedroom. Like, I mean, other
Wow.
than just shadowy monsters, but nothing specific.
Yeah.
The only thing
Yeah.
was my parents' bedroom had a wardrobe in it, and it looked a lot like a door in Resident Evil 1 that a zombie would jump out of and
Oh,
scare you
no.
when you were trying to save the game. So I was always terrified of that one wardrobe, and I would never go near it because there was a zombie in there.
I think we have time for one more dream each. If you had any others you wanted to.
All right, this was 3 years ago. This was the one that I mentioned that affected, like, I made a TikTok out of it. I made D&D stuff out of it. 3 years ago in May, and I'm just gonna read it out. Okay, so y'all know my dreams fuck me up sometimes, but last night actually messed with me very hard. I died, like actually died, or at least that's what Dream Me said. I saw everyone around me dying in the streets, and I was overcome with sickness, fell to the ground, said, "Oh no, I'm dying," and my vision faded, and it went to the brightest light I have ever witnessed, but it continues going. I then wake up in complete darkness, knowing that I died, sitting on what seems like an enormous bed with black satin sheets and a hooded man to the left of me sitting on the bed. He is sitting on the comfortable bed in this dark void. He doesn't speak, but he hands me a binder. I open the binder and it is filled with Polaroids. Each Polaroid was a picture of a major decision in my life that led me up to the end of my life. After the first few pages, it got to the possibilities portion, filled with all the different Polaroids of choices I could have made and their outcomes on my life, but I couldn't see them. Anytime I tried to look at them, they were too blurry for me to comprehend. I kept asking what choices would have led me to certain outcomes that I wanted, and I got no response, was able to see no Polaroids other than the choices that I actually made, and then I woke up.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And that was
That
the
is
one that...
insane.
That one really, truly messed with me. I sent that right when I woke up to everybody. That was at 8:15 a.m.
Yeah.
I still think about it a lot, and that was the one that I incorporated into a little D&D scene for spoilers. I hope none of my players listen to this, but if a character were to ever die in one of our D&D campaigns, I want to provide them with that scene. Basically, they go to this outer void.
Wow.
They see this ghostly figure hooded and hand them a book of either pictures or drawings of the choices that led them up to when they died. And then again, have that possibilities section at the end. Like, what if you kept going? How would your relationship with the party have continued? Would you have made it to the end? Would you have fought the big bad evil guy? What would the end of your life have looked like? And then they finally get that closure and the book
That's
closes.
so cool.
So
I love that.
When you had this dream, was there like a particular decision you were having to make at the time, or did this just come out of nowhere?
I think it came out of nowhere because this was shortly after if it was 3 years ago, it was probably 6 months after I had moved into my new apartment. So everything was going good. That was the start of Cast Party, roughly about 6 months after the start of Cast Party. And everything felt in place for like the first time in a long time. So I don't know if it's just that and my brain saying, don't look at all the other possibilities because like you're doing what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Continue on this path. So that's all I could really think about.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Like, it doesn't feel like it was a scary dream. It was more like a sort of a reflective kind of
Absolutely.
dream. It was
100%.
So cool.
See, I looked up there's the death and dying card in my tarot, and it says, contrary to popular belief, such dreams are not an omen. It's not an omen that you're going to die.
I hope not.
That's
I'm
good.
still here 3 years later.
Quite the opposite. Dreams about death are typically a sign of positive change, of shedding the past and moving forward.
And there we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Did
Beautiful.
It. Well done.
That's very fitting. That makes so much sense. I love that.
There you go.
There you go.
If there's still time, I've got another one, but if
We
not,
do,
okay.
of course we do.
Hit us
so
with it, Nigel.
I had this one in December, and it was it was weird because it kind of felt like I had read a premise for a movie in what I knew about the dream without it actually being explicitly told in the dream. Where I was in a world, I was kind of in this like fabricated, like college town hybrid where a lot of buildings, a lot of businesses, but it was all very fabricated to be one big part. Like maybe like the Google campus is a good example of what it was like. And everyone in this town, city, whatever, would have 99% of their memory wiped every single night. So you would just kind of, I'd wake up the next day and I'd have no memories of anyone or anything except I have to go to work, I have to do my job, and then I have to go home. And then that was like all that I had. And I guess it was kind of like a program that people were being put through, like a graduate program or something. And so I in one of the days that was in the dream, because it was several days long, I graduated. And as I was going to go out and like get my the thing that said you graduated, you can now leave and progress to the next section. I got accused of cheating my tasks, like I wasn't doing my work properly, and I had like somehow negated some of the effects of the memory wipes, so I was remembering more stuff than I was supposed to, and I like panicked and like ran through a door to like try and get away from it, and ended up in this kind of like the outdoors was all a just massive desert, like it was just all desert and like a big sloping like cavern, like it was like this town was in the bottom of a sand dune, or rather the bottom of something surrounded by sand dunes. And I like ran away as fast as I could, ran into Anna from our podcast who had recently escaped. None of us knew that, but she was out there and she was like trying to show me how to do different things. She like taught me archery and like how to do how to survive in these different areas, and showed me like this shack that she had been like camping out in. And when I joined her, I noticed that one of the walls of the shack was like, it was loose, and when we pushed through it, we ended up in a house with a whole bunch of security, and it seemed like it was like where all of this stuff was being orchestrated. So we were like trying to like break through, get to like different places. Truly like felt like a heist movie, trying to get through different sections. And when like we got caught, MKBHD, the YouTuber, he got thrown off a balcony in the fray. And we just like panicked. We tried to get out. I wrote here, shit got hectic. And as we kind of like got closer and closer to getting fully caught and like taken away, we were like finding more and more clues pointed to the fact that what we were doing right then was still a part of whatever rehabilitation we were in the town. And I was like, in the moment, like, Jesus Christ. And then I woke up and that was most simulation-esque dream. Like in the Matrix. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So I actually
That's
had
cool.
quite a similar themed dream recently but it was more that I was being like captured by a cult and they were about to wipe my memory and I was trying desperately to like text people and be like, I'm here, can you come and get me please? Come and pick me up. I don't like this. It almost feels like, I don't know, were you playing any like particular games at that time? Because it feels like you're going in on like a new save file or something. And
Or
the rest
was
of
there
anything.
a Fast and Furious movie that came out around that time?
No, that came out in like July. I think the closest I can come to is the movie Memento. I had recently watched that. Maybe like
okay.
I think maybe in November I watched it.
It also reminds me of Severance. Yeah.
Yes. Which is like probably my favorite show that's out right now. I love that show.
So good. Yeah.
And I think
there
about
was
it a lot.
Stage when I think I kept coming in every episode like, I had another dream about an office building. I've been watching Severance.
Or even like the Stanley Parable. Like have you either of you played that? Like it's kind of got, it's not exactly the same as either of these, but it's kind of got a similar vibe where it's like, yeah, everything is clearly under control here and you're just doing your job, but are you though?
Yeah. I mean, the first time I played the Stanley Parable, I just did everything that the voice said and I got to the end and I was like, okay, well, I guess I did it. And then everyone was like, no, you have to play it again. I was like, okay.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Dreams are weird, man.
Dreams are weird. In conclusion, dreams are weird. Yeah. That one, that really reminds me of a lot of dreams I've had where it's just like, oh yeah, you've been watching this TV show and playing this video game and reading this, and they're all just stuck together and they give you this cool dream.
Yeah, I mean, I looked through my dream book. There's nothing about forgetting or about memory, but that feels like that would be such
seriously.
Yeah, that seems like such a big thing.
You got anything in yours?
I'll check quick.
My favorite dreams are when I get to be Spider-Man.
That's about being
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, it's like Spider-Man's probably my favorite hero, and I just have like every once in a while I'll get something where I'm this close to actually being Spider-Man. It's like something is slightly different where
you're just chasing a spider around like, oh, please bite me, just bite me.
Yes.
I Googled dreams about losing and I went to type memory. And have you guys ever had dreams about losing your teeth? Because that's another recurring dream that I've had.
That is the big one.
That's a very common
I hate that one.
Yeah.
No.
No, you can feel the little chiclets in your mouth, Nigel. It's horrible.
I'm sure. I have so many teeth. So I have
oh right,
What a brag.
This is true. Actually,
So many.
I have an actual like medical condition where I have more teeth than I'm supposed to. And they are like, I have teeth inside of my front teeth.
Oh wow!
Like
it's
a
just
shark.
an extra set.
Like a shark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I don't ever worry about losing teeth because I've got replacements.
Backup
Teeth
set.
for days.
Yeah. I've had 12 adult teeth removed, and I still have a full set.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
I mean, I think the whole losing teeth thing, that's about to be, it's like self-consciousness and appearance and stuff. So
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Lily, you're just fine.
I know.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nigel's just built different. You love yourself too much, but in a good way, not in a good.
Shark teeth, horse
Not in a shallow way.
coat, all of these special animal abilities.
All topped off with a cheesy chocolate waffle.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I think that's all we've got time for. But thank you so much for bringing us your dreams. It's been
Absolutely.
Oh,
been
yeah.
a wild ride.
So many.
Thank you for
So
having
good.
us.
Love
I know.
it.
Thank you for letting us share our absolute nonsense, because at this point, our other cast members are just sick of hearing it. So.
No, we love it. Thank you so much.
We do.
Absolutely.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on my personals at rye.mcmanus, or I do run the Cast Party socials at Cast Party D&D. And also check out the show if you like some actual play D&D content.
Hell yeah.
I ditto everything that he just said. That like all the Cast Party stuff exactly the same for me. If you want to follow me directly, Nigel sucks LMAO at pretty much everything.
Amazing.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Kirsty, as always, for a
Yes,
lovely
thank you,
chat.
Bryony.
And until next time, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye bye.